Yep, we are live, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Hi, hello, my dear Australia Ludo followers. We are back with this immigration live. So we are back with Global Vision Migration, Mr. Shaurabh. Hi, Shaurabh. How are you doing?
I'm doing really well. How are you doing, Vivek? And
Yeah,
how's
I'm doing
Australian
good.
Ludo team?
Yeah, everyone is doing good.
And I know there's an event coming up soon, yeah? There's a Ganesh
Yeah,
festival.
Ganesh Mahotsav. Yep, right. It's
Mm,
on September 3rd in Clayton.
perfect, perfect. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I'll be there as well.
Yeah,
So
you
it's gonna
have to
be,
be.
I know.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I'll be there too with all my team.
definitely.
Um, Perfect.
So, how's your week been?
Oh yeah, so week's been all right. Actually, quite busy. As so pretty much a lot of people are currently receiving their 485 visa grants as well in the last few days. As
Oh,
immigration minister has actually advised that they are actually going to process some visas really quicker. So I think
okay.
they have started to process those pending 485 applications now as well.
Okay.
So which is a good thing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then people who recently got married, who went overseas, etc. Now is the time for them to have their partners, have to bring their spouse, bring their wife, their subsequent on a subsequent 485 visa. So I'll be talking
Okay.
about this particular issue as option as well. So
Okay.
people who are already getting their TR, and they got married back in India or overseas, wherever they are from, how they can bring their wife now, and how
Okay.
quicker, how they can actually make sure that the application is processed faster as well. So we'll talk about those options too today.
Okay.
um
In the
yeah,
Tasmania migration.
so we'll talk about Tasmania state nomination as well.
Yep.
And then and in the last session last week, we missed out a lot of questions. There were few questions that we were not able to answer them. So I would
Yep.
suggest our viewers to post their questions as soon as possible. And most
Sure.
importantly, this session is actually for education purpose only. If you want to discuss anything in particular about your situation, you can certainly send us a message, give us a call, and then we can certainly be able to answer those questions, etc., for you as well.
Yep.
And if anyone wants to ask any question anonymously, the mobile number below, which is 0430081804, is actually um, available on WhatsApp as well. So for offshore people can actually send a message on WhatsApp, and then we certainly be able to answer those inquiry for them.
Sure. Okay. Guys, to all the followers, so a quick reminder, as we all say, we are telling it once again. So this immigration live is purely for education purpose. So it's just to give you general knowledge on the questions that you ask. So anything in personal, like to get a proper advice based on your situation, please do consult Mr. Shaurab with the contact details we have that's going on in the screen. So please do contact him through that details. We're telling it once again. So to get more specific advice, so please contact him. So yep, looks like we got our first question. So it is from Mr. Pithani Shyamkumar. Hi, I am Shyam Kumar and waiting at 90 points on civil engineering New South Wales. And can you please update me on 190 and 189 and 491? Can you please also update on New South Wales new guidelines?
Okay, cool. As lot of our viewers know that New South Wales has not published their requirements yet, so we are still waiting to hear back from them what exactly their requirements going to be. So what's going to happen is 90 points is quite a good points. If you are sitting at 90 points for 189, chances of you getting invitation are quite higher. And also for 189, it also depends at what particular date or month you actually receive you gain those 90 points. So that's important. That is something you need to be concerned about as well. And when it comes to 190 and 491 for New South Wales, as a lot of people, as you all know, that New South Wales has not published their requirements, so we don't know exactly what the new criteria will be, whether they're going to remove the work experience criteria. Now, Victoria has also one of the states which has not published their requirements. So we are actually also waiting from Victoria as well. And I'm hoping that August is the month where they normally publish all the requirements, as Canberra has published their requirements already, Tasmania has published their requirement, Western Australia has done it, Queensland has done it. So South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales are the ones that's currently behind. So I'm hoping that they would actually follow the other states too and quickly publish their requirements as well in this particular month of August.
Okay. So the next question is from Koya Anusha. Hi, I did bachelor's in chemistry. I have more than 5 years work experience. Where can I do my skill assessment like ACS or Engineers Australia?
Okay, cool. So, when it comes to a lot of students do have qualifications such as Bachelor of Science, Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Business, etc. So there's different skill assessment authorities. So first of all, Kaya, what do you need to know is what exactly your occupation is, and then you see how you can get a skill assessment in that occupation. So, say for example, if you did bachelor's in chemistry but you worked as a software engineer, then certainly you cannot get a skill assessment from Engineer Australia, because then you need to go with ACS, and then ACS would see the your they would see whether your qualification has major in IT, major in computing, or is there a minor in computing. So there's a lot of factors involved as well. And when it comes to qualifications such as bachelor's in chemistry or bachelor's in science, etc., as a generalized answer, a lot of people do get skill assessment done through vertices based on the fact that they have 1 year of post qualification experience. So that is another advantage. That's another thing that you should that you should actually consider. Um, and Engineers Australia, they only assess engineering qualification. So, and in the chemistry, so as she has mentioned just now that she has work experience in
Yeah.
chemistry field. With the chemistry field as well, there are many different sectors, biochemist, industrial chemist. So there's a lot of things that we need to see exactly what kind of duties were you doing, etc. And then only we can actually be able to answer your question. I would suggest you can actually send us a private message on our Facebook page, or even you can send a WhatsApp message on the mobile number 0430081804, and then we can certainly be able to answer those questions for you.
Okay. So the next question is from Abhinav Naidu. When are the new rules gonna be released? So he might be
Um,
asking about New South Wales and Victoria.
I think yes, pretty much. As I just said, Abhinav, that New South Wales has not published their requirements yet. Even Victoria hasn't published their requirements either. However, some states have do provided some details, and then we just have to wait and watch exactly, when Victoria and New South Wales would publish those requirements. And so how normally, okay, so normally in our live sessions, we also talk about what are the good things happened with us in this whole week since the last session. So I just want to quickly let everyone know that we received around three three PR grants since last Tuesday. So there was two for 190 for computer network and system engineer. So those people had points at around 75 points of their own, including the state points. And one of them, and then the third PR was actually for a registered nurse. She had 80 points, including the state points, so 75 plus 5 points. And these people are the one who managed to get their permanent residency. So not just the invitation, it's actually the PR as well. And the whole process from invitation till the visa grant took only less than, I would say, less than 6 months, 3 to 4 months max, from us lodging their ROI. Then there we are receiving their pre-invite from Victoria, and then we are applying for the nomination, and then getting a successful visa grant. So that's the thing. That's the time frame that we are currently looking at. And I'm hoping that in the new financial year as well, that Victoria, they have mentioned that they are actually going to expand the criteria. They're going to add more occupations to those lists. So I'm hoping that they might be able to put more um, occupations in, as previously people such as motor mechanics, etc., they actually missed out as well. And a lot of accountants and people with different diverse qualification missed out on Victoria State nomination as well. Not just for these 19190s, we actually in the last 2 to 3 days, the government has actually granting all the 485 applications really quickly. So I've received around 15 485 visa grants,
Oh, that's
um,
great.
and then a visitor visa as well from Vietnam as well as from India, and some student visa grant. Most importantly, we have received a student visa grant from someone who recently came to Australia to study masters, but they wanted to do a trade course instead. They want to do a cheap trade course like a cookery course. So we got two of those visa grants from masters to diploma. So they
Oh,
downgraded from AQF level 8 or 9 to straight away to certificate 3 in commercial cookery. And then we
oh,
actually managed to get the visa granted as well. So and the whole process took approximately around 3 months time. So if anyone, they are actually, if you are in a situation where you are studying masters but you don't want to do that, you want to do some trade course, etc., because either you cannot understand what you are doing, or maybe the fact that you actually don't enjoy what you are studying, you want to do something different. So yes, you can do that as well. If you are downgrading, best option is to apply for a new visa. Once you get the new visa, then that's it, and the sky's the limit for you.
yeah. It's so good to hear good news from you in the last week, which is Shaurabh. So, a quick question, a follow up question about what you told
Sure.
previously. So, you said like there are a lot of 485 visas being granted by government. So, do
Hmm.
you suggest any courses for those people who are getting their TRs? So, which would be helpful for them to get their PRs? Any PR courses?
Sure. Yeah, as I can see that a lot of people are currently getting their 485 visa grants, and then what how they should consider that is that the countdown has started. 3 years countdown has started, and they need to do something within that period in order for them to be eligible for permanent residency or any visas that they actually want. So do not consider this as, oh, I've got 3 years of time, I will do it later. I'll spend 1 year by working, and then I will another 2 years I will just focus on PR. Don't do that. Don't waste your time. If you have studied something that you think might not be beneficial for you, or you might not be able to get a job in your field. So say for example, if I'll just take a random example of someone who studied masters in IT and they have bachelors in engineering, etc., from overseas. So obviously with your bachelors you can get a skill assessment as electronics, electrical, whatever engineering you have, and masters you do pre-Y, and then you can get a IT qualification skill assessment as well. You can do NAT PT and you will be seeing a 90 points with everything. However, if you don't get to have a job in your field, you would lose out. As you know, nowadays every state requires you to be employed in your nominated occupation for at least 6 months, to some requires up to 2 years for 190 or 491. So this is very important. And if you finish those studies and you think that you're not going to get a job in that field, there is no point. So say for example, if someone is studied civil engineering and then they did masters in construction management, and then now they're working in a restaurant as a cook or a chef from last 2 to 3 years, then that means that then they cannot apply for state nomination based on their engineering degree or their quantity surveyor degree, or the construction management qualification, because they are not working in their field. They are not eligible. Obviously they can apply for 189 with 90 points, but the chances of them getting 190 or 491 are quite low. So for those people, if you are in this kind of situation, the best way for you is get a get some qualification in the field that you think you can get a job in. So currently, as you know, it's very tough to get a job in an IT, to break into that sector as well. However, what I would suggest is there are some courses available, and there are some courses where the demand is actually high, but there is very less supply. So think of those courses as well. So say for example, as I discussed last time, one of the courses I would say is an early childhood teacher, where people can actually study that course. It's a 2 semester course, and then they can actually and get a skill assessment from AITSL, provided they either get 8778 in IELTS academic, or they show that they have 4 years of bachelor level above qualification in Australia, US, UK, Canada. You don't have to have a relevant qualification in education. You could have studied bachelor's of accounting or IT in Australia, and then you study this 2 semester course, and then you have 4 years of qualification. Or if you just studied masters in IT, you can still do this course as well. Think of, you need to think a little bit out, out of the box for this particular. If you are after a permanent residency, you need to study something, because you know that that course has 60 days of placements, and those 10 out of 10 people usually get job offer or employment in that field right away, because Victorian government and New South Wales government has introduced free childcare, so free childcare for everyone, and they're going to invest around $5 billion in the next 10 years. So that means that there is such a high demand in that sector, but there is no supply. That means that people would be receiving invitations at a lower points as well, and there is a high salary package available in that particular sector. So so you need to plan yourself accordingly. That's what we do, when we talk to our clients every day. We put in a plan for them. Look, these are the step one, this is what you should do, step two is this, step three is this. And then they, and most of the people, every week I discuss about the number of PR grants we have received. People can go on our Facebook page and can see the dates as well on the grant letters. So we are not bluffing or anything, everything is up there for people to see. And they can go and see the reviews. People do, love to leave us a video review as well about the process, how it went from start till end, and how long did it take for them to get the permanent residency. So this is exactly what I just want people to know as well. Make a plan, have a proper plan, and then just follow that plan, and then obviously you won't miss out at all.
Okay. So, yep, moving on to the next question.
Is that from Rishabh?
Yeah, I think
Yes, I think this is the from
yes, yes,
Rishabh.
yeah, yeah. Yep. It's from Rishabh. So, hi, I'm looking to get work experience assist from Engineers Australia working as engineer technologist. How do we check roles and responsibilities to match so that we get 5 points of work? Also, currently on 95 points, New South Wales with state sponsorship. Do you think we can get this year 190, 491? Should we look to move to Western Australia or South Australia?
Um, as you know, Engineering Australia, obviously with the work experience, for engineering technologist is also considered as a graduate engineer or a junior engineer. So it's not exactly at a level of a professional engineer. So the duties would vary as well. So what we do is, for us, we normally have a database. We normally see exactly what are the duties entails for engineering technologists, and also most importantly, what duties you are exactly doing. If you are already working, you should know what duties you are doing. You're working as a junior engineer, you must be reporting to a professional engineer. So those are the things as well. You can't just make some duties up. And also with 95 points, chances are really high at that high points. However, you just have to wait until the New South Wales do publish the requirements to see whether you actually do meet those requirements or not. And moving to WA or South Australia, look, I won't just suggest you to move to a state just for the sake of getting this permanent residency. However, if you are an engineering technologist, that means that currently, Rishabh, you are only looking at one direction. But say, for example, if you do manage to, if you would have taken up another short course or something, say some telecommunication course or a civil engineering dark person course, then at least you have two different options. If one occupation is closed, not receiving invitation, then you have chances of receiving invitation at another occupation. So think of that as another plan B as well.
Yep. Next question, guys, and I just want to let you know about the discount that you're all eligible for from Mr. Global Shaurabh from Global Vision. So we Australia Ludu followers use the coupon code OSALUDU to get 25% discount on migration consultation from Mr. Saurabh. So please do this opportunity and contact him for any further doubts or any clarifications. Yep. So moving on to the next question, it's from Hariharan. My wife is in India with 95 to 100 points as a software engineer. Mr. Hariharan, if your question is much more clear, it would have been great.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
95
Any luck
points
for
for
189?
189. So
Yep.
95 points is actually quite high points for 189 occupation. Sorry, for 189 subclass. As a software engineer, as you know, this is a pro rata occupation as well. So far, no IT occupations have been invited in the last financial year, and we are hoping that they actually start inviting people in this financial year. And once they do, they haven't. So July was the month where we were actually awaiting for 189 and 491 family sponsored invitations. However, no invitations were sent out at all. So we don't know exactly, we have no clue exactly when the new financial year, when the new invitation round is going to happen. And when that do happens as well, then certainly we would let you know, hurry, what you can do and how, what are the requirements, etc. But so far there has not been any invitations at all for 189 and 491 family sponsored in the month of July. So I would suggest we just have to wait and watch and then see exactly what we can do.
Okay. So, yep, the next question is from Mr. Murali Krish. So, currently doing my master's in computer science, will credit prior learning affect my Australia study requirements? I'll be still be studying the course for 2 whole years after CPL being granted.
um will credit, so no, people do take credits as well. That's not an issue. It depends upon the total studies, how much is your qualification, how long is your studies, the duration of the studies, and how long you have actually been actively present in Australia. That's very important as well. You must be in Australia in at least for 16 months in order to be eligible for 485 visa down the track. So there's a lot of factors in place. A lot of people I've seen previously actually did a lot of credit transfers, and then later on they realized that that they should actually change that. They should change that credit transfer. They should ask the university to cancel a credit transfer, and then they get a new COE. They apply for another visa, etc. So be very careful, guys, when you do choose to do a credit transfer, to take some exemption for particular subjects, like how many you need to do, etc. Those are very important things that you need to consider before actually opting for transaction these um, credit transfers. I hope this answers your question, Murali.
Yep. The next question is from Mahesh. Hi, I have applied for Western Australia 190 visa and done my medicals. PCC. I am on COVID visa valid for 1 year. Can leave Australia now. Does it affect outcome or processing time?
So if you have already applied for 190 visa, obviously you can actually go overseas as well. And you have a current visa, which is a plus 408 visa. So that has travel rights. So check your visa grant and then see if it is valid for 1 year and you have travel rights as well. Everything is okay. Then obviously you can travel and that won't have any impact on your processing time. And I can see 190 is currently being processed really quickly. So you shouldn't be too far away from getting a outcome for your visa application.
Yep. A follow-up question from Mahesh. Also, please explain if we can move to different state after 190 grant with no job there.
Recently, one of my clients, who we managed to get 190 visa grant from Western Australia, they actually, we managed to get a release from WA obligations, and WA actually did send them an email, getting them off those obligations. So yes, in some circumstances, there are options available. However, it all case to case basis. There is no generalized information. There is no one one key that fits all the locks. So there is no such answer to that. However, circumstances to circumstances, states do release their nominees, their candidates. So yes, there could be opportunity there for you, but we just have to wait and watch and then see what circumstances do fall at your time.
Okay. The next question is from Mr. Prashant. Hi, I'm having 95 points for computer networking for 189 and I have dropped my EOI last April and moved to New South Wales. I'm not working in my stream. I have done mechanical engineering in bachelor's degree. Now my question is, should I get assessment as mechanical engineer? If so, do I have any chance to get invite for New South Wales or 189 without the job?
So New South Wales currently they haven't published their requirements yet, And as you know, previously year in the last financial year, they were asking for 3 years of work experience post qualification for network engineers, IT occupations, except few occupations. Mechanical engineers, they don't require 3 years of work experience. However, we just have to wait and watch exactly, what the new requirements will be in the new financial year. And say, for example, if when it comes to 189 doesn't really matter, which state you are living in, as long as you have enough points, and they are actually inviting network engineers as well as mechanical engineers, you can certainly be able to apply for either of them. So I would just suggest you to currently wait and then see exactly what the outcome will be, and then only we will be in a position to answer your question.
Okay. So, yep, that's the last question at the moment. So, guys,
Sure.
please do post your questions. So, we are here to answer all your questions. So, please do follow the live, and please do share it with all your friends. It might not be helpful for you at this stage, but it will be helpful for someone in your circle. So, please do share this live to all your friends, and please post your questions.
Perfect. So today, as we said, we were going to discuss about Tasmania state migration. So let's begin, and then we can actually have a quick chat about how they can actually apply for Tasmania state migration as well. So,
Yep.
say for example, um, so what Tasmanian government has done is they've actually organized this particular eligibility checker, where people actually can check their eligibility, whether they are actually eligible for Tasmania migration. So once you do check your requirements, you put in your details, and it tells you that whether you are actually eligible. And so what they're gonna do is, so if it there are a few color codes as well. I know people are not aware of that. So say for example, you put your details in there in that eligibility checker. So that those things are not available right now. However, they are going to publish those requirements, those details very soon, where people can actually go online and check their eligibility requirements, etc. um, so I would suggest what does it work is, say if you do put your details in there, and then if you get a gold pass, that means that you will be able to lodge an application for the nomination direct straight away. The system would let you do that, and you just have to pay the fees of nomination, and then you can go ahead. However, if you don't get a gold pass, you get a green pass. That means that you cannot lodge your application straight away, but you might get a chance of getting an invitation in the next 6 to 8 weeks. But when it comes to the third one, which is an orange pass, what does it mean for you is that if you are actually that, what did they say, that you may be invited in the next 6 months, and that also depends upon if they have received a lot of gold pass or green pass, then orange might not be eligible at all. Then you might not even get any invitations, and it's only valid for the next 6 months, and then you have to reapply again after 6 months to be reconsidered for the nomination as well. And some people, if you're not actually eligible, it might give you a red pass. That means that, as you know, red card means that you will not be able to apply for the nomination as you do not meet the requirements. So so this is one of the important requirements that I would say. Most importantly, for now, if you're talking about subclass 190, if you are actually applying for Victoria 190, sorry, Tasmania 190, um, as I said, gold pass would be only given to people who are actually working in the critical roles, and they must show that they're actually working for at least 3 months. And when it comes to gold occupation as well, the good thing is most of them are actually engineers, and I haven't seen any IT occupation, unfortunately. Construction project manager, surveyor, civil engineers are also a part of that as well, electrical engineer as well. And most of them are actually pharmacist occupation. They are health professionals, general practitioners, which are health practitioners as well, registered nurses, social workers, and most importantly, guys, this is very important. They also have this occupation, which is civil engineering draft person. Okay, so this occupation is actually also available for Tasmania migration, and that this is the occupation that actually I would suggest a lot of people who are currently on a TR or waiting for on a bridging visa, etc. You should look into studying advanced diploma of civil construction design. and then you will get a skill assessment from Engineering Australia as a civil engineering draft person, and then you can apply for the state nomination. There's plenty of options available, as I said, and then this occupation is actually one of the ones in the gold list. That means that you must have a job in this particular field. You must be employed for at least 3 months, and then you can certainly be able to apply for this. We can take a question if you want, and then we
Yeah.
can answer the other
S-
one.
So the next question is Nali. When will we expect Victoria State rules?
Okay. Um, so as I said, we are expecting in this financial year as well, exactly, what to see what the requirements will be. I'm expecting it to be in this month itself, in the month of August, as end of July, Victorian government did publish that they are actually currently working on the requirements. They are going to expand the criteria. They're going to expand the occupation list, etc., and then they certainly be able to get an outcome for us. So I'm hoping this month itself we might be able to get an outcome soon from Victorian government, and then we can certainly be able to get that sorted.
Okay. Moving on to the next question. It's from Aksa
Aska,
Khan.
yeah,
Yep.
Aksa Khan.
So, should we contact Minister for visa processing? The mentioned on DHA website has passed. Contacted to department, they don't respond. I called. They said contact to processing team. It is a special team. Can you please tell me how to contact them?
So there are different ways to contact immigration department as well. And then look, lot of these circumstances, there are a lot of channels to contact them as well, through email, through call, etc. And there are sometimes, there are forms that you can fill to contact the department as well. There are many different ways as well, obviously. But what I would suggest is, sometimes now there are processing times which have actually gone past the standard processing times as well. So in that regard, I would suggest you to people to more before contacting the department, make sure your application is correct. Make sure you do have your police clearances which are valid. Make sure your medicals have not expired. Make sure your English test and everything is valid, so that when the case officer gets allocated, they don't actually have to wait and ask you for more information. They can certainly then finalize your visa application as soon as possible. So be very careful, guys. Make sure you do have all the necessary paperwork ready, all that information, etc., and then be eligible to apply for state nomination. Sorry, then only try to contact the department, etc.
Yep. So the next question is from Rajesh. I'm IT graduate from Western Sydney University on 485 now. I joined as technical support at Optus, being in New South Wales. Can we apply for another state for 491 or any kind?
Um, so only some states allow you to apply for state nominations while you are living in other states. Some that state could be Western Australia as well, where it would let you apply even though if you are currently not living in WA or not working in WA. So say for example, but not all the occupations are actually eligible. So Western Australia only have some IT occupations such as database administrator, analyst, programmer. Um, so those are the occupations are actually currently available in Western Australia, where you can actually apply while living in other states too. And if you do get a pre-invite, you can certainly get 28 days to get a job offer. You can request for more extension of that time as well, in order for you to get the necessary paperwork, etc. So yes, there are some states or territories which do allow people to apply for state nomination, especially for people who are from interstate, and some people who are not even a graduate of their own state. So, and I would suggest you to just hold on to it, wait until New South Wales publish their requirements, and then only we can see exactly what we can do. And Victoria is going to publish their requirements soon as well, and then certainly we would have more idea exactly what we can do with that particular options.
Yep. Okay. So, guys, once again, I'm just asking you please to post your questions so we can answer all of them.
I
So,
think we have
yeah,
answered pretty much all the questions as well, and
yeah.
And we can wrap it up as well, because it's already 8:42, almost time
Yes,
to
yes, it is.
as
So,
well.
anything else, Mr. Shaurab, regarding the Tasmania
I I
migration?
think pretty
You
much
were,
we did discuss, most important criteria as well.
yeah,
And then hopefully by before our next session, Victoria and New South Wales government should publish their requirements.
yeah,
And once they do, we can certainly, we can talk about them, and we can discuss those requirements with all our viewers as well. So
sure.
thanks again everyone for joining today, and we'll hope to see you next time.
Yep. Thank you so much, Mr. Shaurab, for answering all our followers' questions. And thank you so much for all the followers for participating in this live and shooting all your questions. Thank you. Signing off for today. See you next week.